Welcome to episode 4, Road to Network Engineer. It's been a long time since the last video, maybe a year or so. It's holidays, so haven't shaved or anything. I just wanted to update my progress. And I'm on this Ruckus website because I was talking about this RCWA exam, which I decided not to go through because it's not that related to what I currently do in my job. And I found the wireless one was more my speed. So I went through and I did that, and I've been able to pass the exam tentatively, assuming they give me the digital badge and stuff, which is still pending. I found the exam quite hard, probably the hardest exam I've had so far, and to prepare they've got their own university which I used, and I found that quite helpful, so definitely check it out. And I also used Anki cards, so just question answer, because I find that's the way I learn best. So this is just a picture, and you could hide some of these, like this, what is the code and the meaning of stuff like that. And they're just numbers that you kind of need to remember for the exam, but you can always look them up in real life, right? So the get version command is just the one that shows you the primary firmware that it's on. So this is a Smart Zone compatible version which we upgrade to at the minimum in order to be able to run like certain commands on the access point. Always like firmware show all, and you'll notice there's two banks, and there's the primary and there's the secondary. So ideally we want these to have the same firmware, but as part of the process they both upgrade. Say you're moving from Zone Director to Cloud Controller. So that's a common scenario where the firmware has to be upgraded to be compatible with the Smart Zone, and the firmware has to be upgraded as part of the process. With the get SCG command, you can see when an access point is connected and there's some servers listed, and the SSH channel will also stand up as part of that. It's also important we can set a DHCP option 43, and that's just how the access point kind of connects back to the controller. So these are it's an important command to be able to verify easily, is it connected, and how did it get that connection. Over here we can see the option to set the SCG manually with an IP address if you can't set the option to point the access point to the controller. So here, say we set it to this IP address, and you'll see the server list becomes this. So you can manually set it if you want to. It's not recommended. If the access point factory resets, how's it going to know where to point to the controller? The sysinfo command tells you the current CPU usage of the AP, so you have to keep typing it in order to get it. So it's not very helpful, which kind of comes into the need for automation and monitoring of access points in the wake of an issue. You can't just be actively logging in and monitoring. You really need to have those logs before the issue starts. And once you have an issue, especially intermittent issues which you can't find root cause for, you need to have proper monitoring logging set up in advance. So say it's reported as a big issue, and you really need to set up that monitoring for the next time it reoccurs. For example, having a port span, or a port mirror, so the traffic is mirrored from the access point to a capture device. This is crucial when troubleshooting. So this is the get top info. You'll notice the Siri queue here. This is Siri queue. This is idle. These are a bunch together, and that's how you read it. So you want to know the idle is at 0% if it's 73%. It's not using a lot of CPU, for example, but this will refresh as it's like a Linux top command, and it's quite important for troubleshooting. So it did become quite important when we were troubleshooting an issue to be able to monitor access points. So we can see some latency here, and what's important is we want to find out why there was this latency here, or what caused that. So kind of getting the CPU from multiple devices across an area and seeing them as a percentage became quite important. We couldn't just log into each one by one. And this was really important with troubleshooting, which is why I'm getting more interested in programming and automation, because it's not very fun typing the same command over and over again to get the CPU statistics. And we found that the management didn't have enough information in order for us to get a root cause. So this is just an online timeline maker. It's nothing special, and there's not anything particularly amazing about my journey, but it's just a way to help me visualize it for fun. And that's a picture of me, but most of the pictures are just from Google and stuff. So yeah, it's my first job in IT was in 2018, where I changed to another support engineer role at MSP. I got some certs along that way. I was in that IT role for a while. And then I joined the company I'm at now and as a support engineer, where we started focusing more on networking, which has always been my goal. And then recently I became the team leader for the support engineering team. It's easy working with a great team, but moving from an individual contributor to a team leader is a challenge. So I've never focused on management or leadership. It's always been technical or engineering focused, and I like that challenge. I think there's a lot of room for improvement for me in those areas where technically I might have known a few things, but being my first leadership position, I see a lot of potential for growth. So I'm excited about that, and kind of looking at management stuff, ITIL, but this still doesn't stop me from doing the exams like the Ruckus wireless one I did recently, and thinking of doing a Python cert, PCP, CAP. There's something cloud, something networking. That's what I'm just going to be focusing on this year. Yeah, thanks for watching.